Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today we're on the Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. So as you can see, I'm playing as the Empire, and I'm against the High Elves. So I decided to split the difference on my usual kind of build, change things up a bit. Yeah, I like to mix it up occasionally. So here I've actually got a couple of flagellants, just, you know, pinning things down, let my artillery do the work. I have two great swords, because I don't often bring great swords with all the artillery, but they're really good for chewing through spearmen. Which is nice, and they can compete with Swordmasters-ish if you use fast protection on them. They can do pretty well, especially with, you know, sort of minimal backup from other things. So I do have some spearmen with shields as well. I have 3 units of them. 1 in the back guarding my Hellblaster volley gun, 2 on the edges. 3 handgunners, which is a little less than normal, but I needed extra money because instead of the 2 Hellblasters, I decided to bring a Luminarch and a Hellblaster. So Luminarch, I'm just having a lot of fun with it lately. It's not always the best thing to bring, and in this one you'll see why. So I do have a light wizard, so fast protection, the net of Ammontok can be very useful, because yeah, putting up the melee defense of things that are pinning stuff in place, it's going to keep the enemy in place for longer. The net is going to obviously net things and keep them in place for longer, so it's all just delaying strategies, which I really enjoy. And here I actually brought Karl Franz. I don't often bring Karl Franz, but I thought I'd actually bring him for once. His abilities make him incredibly powerful. An incredibly powerful anti-large armor piercing, super mobile, monstrous emperor that he is. He's great, but once those things run dry, he can't really compete with a lot. He goes from super OP when, you know, Galmaraz and all the rest of it are procced, and then he sort of diminishes once those have, you know, worn off, which is interesting. So he's a bit of a hit-and-run character, I find. He's great to hit the buffs, get him in, do a load of damage, you know, maybe break a unit, and then he can swan off again, which definitely helps. And then you can just sort of fly around, you know, attack something a little less, I don't know, scary for a bit, and then when he gets his abilities back, you attack something scary again. It's fun. So anyway, my opponent here, now this is why basically the Luminarch isn't always great. So he's actually brought Tyrion, and as his cavalry, he's got the Fireborn. Both of these guys have crazy high fire resistance, which means the Luminarch isn't really going to do much damage. So I don't really have any good targets. So I'm going to try and go for the Sisters of Avalon with some of my artillery. I think I'd go for the Handmaiden. Try and do some work to her with the Luminarch, but there's no spellcaster, which I find very interesting. But anyway, so he's got spearmen in the front line. He's got 1 unit of swordmasters on the edge. He's got 2 archers with light armor. Never see those. That's kind of interesting. And 2 Sisters of Avalon, and of course, you know, the Fireborn and the and Tyrion as well. So very scary. Tyrion's on horse, so he'll be very mobile. So it should be an interesting one. So he's moving up. I'm not really rushing to move up so much. I want to get some damage in. So here, trying to shoot at the Swordmasters of Hoeth with my Hellblaster volley gun. Any damage I can do to these guys early would be great, because Swordmasters are terrifying. But with him moving up, he doesn't need to move up much, and because I've got flagellants in the front line, the archers are going to be able to kill them, and because I've got great swords in the front line, the Sisters of Avalon will be able to kill them, so it's scary. I need to just get them involved so they can do some work, or else they're just going to get murdered before I can really do anything. This map, not a huge travel time, but luckily they're actually going for Franz. They're actually getting a fair bit of damage on him. I need to move him again, but, you know, only glancing hit there, because they were trying to follow him. But yeah, there we go. See, he's missing a lot of shots. That's nice. So trying to get my handgunners involved as well. So Swordmasters have taken a ton of damage, and now the flagellants keep in place for a while. Though the flagellants are no match. And Karl is getting really, really hurt here. So over here, I'm actually going to net the Fireborn, and I'm going to get my more conventional artillery firing at them. So Hellblaster volley gun should do some really good work. So I'm going to actually proc all of Karl's buffs. And honestly, I shouldn't have bothered bringing him in. This is suicide. With all the Sisters of Avalon firing in here, this is really bad. But you see, you know, load of buffs. So that's nice. Here, beautiful Sunfang takes out a unit handgunners. So I've got all my handgunners firing in here. I just really want to shut down the Fireborn, and then everything else I can just sort of kite around. But the Fireborn hit with so much shock that they can basically wipe out a unit of handgunners in, you know, 2 seconds flat. And this certainly isn't helping, the amount of arrow fire landing on these guys. I just can't shut these guys down until I punch through here. And it's taking a little bit too long to punch through here. So it's a bit uncomfortable, truth be told. I'm not having the best of time here. So I'm trying to keep on the Fireborn. As you can see, they've taken a ton of damage. Just a ridiculous amount of damage. And with no spellcaster, we won't be able to heal. So that's nice. But the Luminarch's kind of on his own here. But, I mean, he wasn't doing a whole lot anyway. I mean, let's look at him. He hasn't even gone to Chevron yet. Usually he has about 5 by now. You know, because he's killed about 27 Lords and Heroes. But no, he's just going to get run off. There's not a lot I can do. Karl did come back, though. Yay! Karl's back. So that's good news. So here, I'm actually just sending the Light Wizard straight out, because he's just going to get hunted by the heroes otherwise. So I'm going to send him to try and stop these guys from firing a little bit. And here you can see I did actually break the Fireborn, so that's rather nice news. So, yeah, not bad, not bad. You know, it could be better. So Handgunner's coming back, but he's just going to chase everything off here. I mean, this isn't great. Luminar's going to go. Tyrion, pretty injured, though. When he was in that blob, I managed to get a lot of damage into Tyrion and the Fireborn and things. I mean, it almost cost me my Lord, and my back line has been completely compromised because he didn't win that engagement. But I got a lot of damage into that, that group. And that was a lot of money. You know, the Fireborn, they cost nearly 2,000. Tyrion cost, you know, like 3,000. Handmaiden, that's another sort of 1.5, 2,000. It's a lot of resources spent, you know, on that stuff. So here, he is trying to get on top of my Hellblaster, so I'm going to bog him down with a load of Spearmen. Still getting shot at, which is a real pain. My Light Wizard, he's having a tough time. I've used Fast Protection on him, try and keep him going longer, but actually, he's kind of had enough. The Sisters of Avalon, they're pretty good in melee against something that's not really supposed to be in melee. Normally, you know, a wizard can just charge into sort of archers and fight them for quite some time, and it's not so bad. But, no, Sisters of Avalon, they're just a little bit too good in melee for, you know, for that kind of strategy of, oh crap, throw something rubbish at them just to stop them for now. It's not a great strategy. But anyway, he's back, and you can see I am finishing off this stuff, so I can start surging forward with some more units. Here, these Swordmasters, they're in a bit of a tough place, and amazingly, my Hellblaster volley gun is actually still firing, so I am getting some good damage into this stuff still, so that's nice. Tyrion, he's just getting bogged down. Over here, though, I'm actually going to proc Carl's buffs, I believe. Nope, apparently I don't have them. Okay, cool, anyway. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's Galmaraz and the Runefang. And I'm going to kill that Handmaiden. Yeah, get out of here. Yeah, you can't trouble me anymore. So, now I have some handgunners that aren't being killed by the Handmaidens. That's nice. And Tyrion's a bit bogged down, and the archers are actually under a lot of pressure now. So my Light Wizards run back in, but he's backed up by great swords. So, I kind of like his chances. Also, these archers with light armor ran forwards by accident, so that's nice. So I'm on their tail now. And these flagellants are going to keep these archers busy, well, until they're dead. There's still 33 of them, so they're going to be here a long time. They might not be able to kill all the archers, but yeah, they're going to keep them busy for so long. More spearmen are coming back, though, but I've got a lot of stuff around here, so that's good news. So over on this side, I've got Karl Franz probing, but I decide, actually, I'm going to bring back over here. He has stand your ground, so he'll be able to buff the melee defense of my own units here, which will be nice, because Tyrion, he doesn't have the best melee attack at, 77? Okay, I'm lying. I always thought he was more defensive. Anyway, beautiful Sunfang here. That's going to do some really good damage. He could have cast it from a little bit further away, you know, to get the most benefit out of it, but it's not bad. So here I saw the Fireborn were back, so I wanted to kill them before they could actually do anything. So I've been shooting at them while they've been idle in the trees. In the back line, I'm, still chasing. So Spearmen are chasing the Sisters of Avalon here. These great swords are going to come in and help finish off all these Spearmen, which will let me finally catch these archers and deal with those. Over here, you know, Sisters of Avalon against great swords of gold, there's covered. I'm trying to chase off the Swordmaster Hoeth. There's only 6 of them left, but they haven't shattered yet, so I'm chasing off with the Light Wizard to make sure they can't come back. And here, Karl has just been sat here using stand your ground to buff his units on the ground, which will definitely help, you know, keep their leadership up. And, yeah, their melee defense will be a little higher, so that'll be nice. So, here, I'm positioning my handgunners. I'm pretty sure I just point them both at Tyrion, so if my spearmen run away, he'll get gunned down. While stuff gets finished off in the back. So, annoyingly, here, these archers with light armor, they're able to shoot into the sides of these spearmen, so they're not getting the benefit of their shields, so they're probably going to save those Sisters of Avalon, which is very annoying. Also, there's all these archers with light armor still going. My flagellants have been completely wiped out. They're all dead. So that's a bit irritating. But you can see, Tyrion is actually wavering. So I'm going to run the spearmen away from him, fire at him, a couple volleys from each of the handgunners, and yeah, Karl is just going to gobble him up. So good old Karl. You know, it wasn't a great engagement initially, but he did manage to finish off Tyrion and the Handmaiden. So good on Karl. Proud of you, buddy. Oh, and Deathclaw, of course. You know, he's nothing without Deathclaw. Although I guess, you know, he's still quite good on a horse. But still, I mean, Deathclaw, he's cute, so I'm giving him credit. So, let's see the breakdown. So, as you can see, my, great swords, they just chew through spearmen. Look at that. Beautiful. Obviously, a lot of that was archers too, but, you know, they came out with about half their health each. And, yeah, they got a lot of work done. You know, they were fairly unopposed. It was only really that one, I think this unit was the one that had Swordmasters on him. But no, he did alright. Handgunners, not a huge amount of kills, but they got a lot of damage into valuable units, so that was pretty good. And it kept the archers busy, because the archers were trying to shoot at the handgunners. It's not really how you want to keep archers busy, but it had to do. Luminarch, though, rubbish. I just had no decent targets, really. I mean, the Handmaiden, but once she started running around a lot, it was very difficult to capitalise on that. Hellblaster, though, 102 kills, not bad. 2 chevrons. Very nice. So 2 chevrons, yeah, clearly killed a lot of Fireborn. And actually did a lot of damage to these other 2 while they were in that engagement. So it wasn't too bad. 2 kills for Franz, but those 2 kills were important, so I'm happy with that. Light Wizard, you know, those fast protections around the place, it kept my guys in the fight, and so that was great too. It's interesting, but really shows that Luminarch, probably not the best choice against the High Elves, because it depends on what they bring. Obviously, if he brought something like Teclis, then I could have killed him in 2 shots, and that would have been great. But if he brings Tyrion, I can't really hurt him, so, you know, I'm kind of wasting the Luminarch there, which is kind of sad. Also, you know, the Fireborn, very good unit. But kind of risky actually, bring the Fireborn, because chances are there's going to be artillery and nets, so it's a very expensive unit to bring, but they are very reliable, and yeah, that fire resistance, it means you can't really get them with the Luminarch, you've got to use conventional artillery, so it's rather fun, it's definitely a fun one. So thanks for the game, Thrill House, and guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.